So good morning everyone. I thought it was about time I did an update for April. So I've just arrived at the park to do a couple of laps, and this time I thought it'd be a good idea to try out a action camera. So I bought one of these just recently. It arrived the last few days. It's a Akaso EK 7000 and I've actually attached it to a chest strap. So the idea is just to run with it. So it's attached to my chest and it films what I'm actually doing. I tested it out yesterday. The audio and everything seems to work okay, so I'm going to give it a try now and let you know how I get on. And just to be clear, I'm not being paid to endorse this camera or anything like that. I just bought it and wanted to try it out really. Right, here we are. Here's my starting point, gate. So off we go. Right, it's one lap done, so about 3:35. Got a pretty good day for it. It's sunny, dry, and it's a bit windy. Whereas every time I do this, there always seems to be an ambulance going past. As you can probably see, it's because I'm just now right near a high road. It's about halfway for the second lap, half a lap to go. I set off at quite a fast pace, and then I find when I'm running I kind of settle down to a pace that I can handle. So I'm at that pace now. I can still talk, but you can hear I'm struggling. I also see the pick days. There you go, another ambulance. Here's the tennis courts. Oh, it's police this time. It's every 5 minutes around here. But yeah, I always see the pick days when it's really busy in this park. Okay, I'm coming up to the gate now. Okay. 7 minutes 25. So if you can see that. Right, so last month I did 7 minutes and 42 seconds for the 2 laps, which wasn't a bad time, but I managed to improve on it. I don't know if you heard me say at the end of the video, but I got 7 minutes and 25 seconds. So that's a 17-second improvement, which I'm pleased with, if I'm honest. Now, I didn't want to show you the whole 7 minutes of footage, so I cut out the bits that I thought weren't as interesting and just left the parts in where I was making comments and letting you know how I was getting on with my progress around the park. Okay, so this is basically how I attach the chest strap with the action camera, and you have to make sure that these are kind of fairly tight, otherwise as you're running the camera moves about and it jogs. It's got a stabilization setting anyway, which helps, but yesterday when I tried it, these straps were too loose and it was moving about, so I just watched the footage I just recorded in the park and it seemed a bit steadier, so I guess we won't know till I upload it to YouTube, but I hope it's okay. But that's how I attach the camera with the chest strap. Right, on to the next one. So I've been trying to do my stretches as often as I can and really try and keep improving the flexibility. I was really bad when I started this. I mean, I was having a lot of lower back pain, couldn't touch my toes, and last month was a bit of a breakthrough, so I managed to finally hit 0, if you remember. So on the box, just reaching the 0 means I can touch my toes, and I managed that for the first time last month in March. This month I did a little bit better, so I got past and I managed to hit 1.5 inches. So that's actually quite reasonable because it's not super flexible. I'm never going to do the splits, but it's good enough and I feel a lot better and a lot more mobile. And also with the clothes, I mean, I'm finding everything's fitting a lot better. This was last month, me measuring my waist in March, and I got 36.5 inches, which was a big improvement over the month before because I'd lost 1.25 inches. And I did it again for this month, so for April I got 35.25 inches, so that's another 1.25 inches I've lost. So again, a really good improvement, so I was pleased with that. I'm starting to actually feel quite a lot thinner now than I was before. And the weight, so last month 80.5 kilos was the weight, so that equates to 177.5 pounds or 12 stone 9 or 10. This month I jumped back on and I managed to reduce down to 77.5 kilos. So that's only half a kilo away from my goal, or a pound away. So that's 171 pounds or 12 stone 3. So I'm going to show you what that is on the other scales as well. So in the UK we like to use stone and pounds, so here I am just over 12 stone, so in between you've got the pounds. So if you zoom in close, that's 12 stone 3. So I mean, it's weird for me to look at the scales and see that weight because I haven't weighed that for a long time, and quite honestly that's what I weighed when I was 20. I was literally 12 stone 2, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. So I've only literally got a pound to go. And the blood pressure, so last month I got a good reading of 133/76, which is fine. This month I got 128/76 and a pulse of 57, which is very healthy. So that's April done and dusted. Now I don't know if anyone's got any ideas about action cameras. I used the chest strap. I thought for me it seemed like the best option for filming the running. Obviously it's a bit jerky. Now I haven't bought the most expensive camera. It's a good budget one. I don't know how good the stabilization gets on some of them, but obviously if you're running it's going to be a bit jerky. But I just wondered if anyone's got any bright ideas about where to mount an action camera when you're out running. I'd be glad to hear of your advice. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased in general with how it's gone in the last month. I've lost another 6.5 pounds. I've only got another pound to go. That's 3 kilos in weight, so I'm pretty happy with that. And as far as my activities, what I've been doing, so last month in March the best I managed was 30 lengths of the pool. I'm now up to 44 lengths, and as I mentioned before, I'm trying to do a mile, which is 64 lengths, so I'm working up to that. So that means this month I've got to add another 20 if I want to do it by the end of May. And I know I'm going to make another pound of weight loss. That's easy. Now I'm nearly at the 77 kilos, so I'm not worried about that. But with the swimming I've got to add another 20 lengths, so I'm going to have to work up to that. Also the cycling, so the last I got up to was about 10 miles in March. That took me about 54 minutes. So now I'm up to 16.5 miles. That took me 1 hour and 35. So that's going well. I'm just trying at the moment, I'm trying to work up to about 25 miles on the bike. Not by the end of May, but just whenever I can. So I've got no set goal for that one. And the running, so in March I was up to 2.22 miles, which is 3,600 meters. That was my best. Now I've managed to crack the 5,000 meters, so I'm up to 5,840 meters, which is 3.6 miles. So I'm pleased with that. That's the kind of distance I used to do in the past when I was sort of younger and fitter. So I've managed to get up to that distance again. And as far as goals for the running, so now the next one would be 10,000 meters, which is 10 kilometers or 6 miles. Now the reason I thought of that was because in another video I talked about the triathlons, and I talked about doing a novice and doing an Olympic, and I mentioned the Olympic distances. So a 1 mile swim is Olympic distance, a 25-mile bike ride, and a 6-mile run, which is 10,000 meters. So if I can reach that distance, I'll be really happy. As I say, at the end of May I'm only looking to swim the mile, but the other two I'll reach them as and when I can. But yeah, everything's going well. Onwards and upwards, like I say. It's always beats downwards and sideways. So yeah, if you like the video and you find it informative, please like and subscribe, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.